Hey guys, in this video we will be looking at Git. So Git is basically a version control system which is which provides us to maintain the various or the several versions of our code uh, as we push our code into the remote server. So here we will be seeing how we can perform the push and pull of our code into GitHub using Git. So let's get started. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to just create one repo. So if I just do git init, so it is saying it has just initialized a Git repository in my this particular folder. So let me do ls-a. Here you can see that it has created a directory named .git, and basically it is a empty Git repository. Means if I do git status, here you can see it is saying I'm on branch master, I have no commits and nothing to commit. So if you and it is also giving me a hint that create copy files and use git add to track. So what I will do is I will just create a file with readme.txt, and here I will say git status. Then here you can see that it has created one file. It is showing me one file and it is saying that run git add, and the name of the file is readme.txt to include in what will be committed. So once I do this, you will see it is saying that changes to be committed, use git rm -this to unstage. So if I come back to my slide, here you can see my first point was what are the several areas of Git. So here we have seen that our local workstation where we ran git init was one of the place or area where Git keeps the code. Once I did git add, it has added it to staging area, and it is area, or we can say basically what you can say place where all the changes related to commit will be placed. So it is maintained by Git, and so here it is saying that it has added this particular file, and these are the changes which will be committed. So what I will do is I have done this. Now I will just add a commit message, and I will say added readme file, and then here you can see when I do git log, so here you can see in my local repo it has made one commit, and here you can see that head is pointing. This is basically a pointer which is pointing to the master, and here we can see that it has added this particular file. Now if I do git push, then it is saying no configured push destination. So basically this push destination is the place or the remote server where we want to push our code. So we have GitHub where we will be pushing our code. So let me run the previous command again, and here you can see that it is saying either specify the URL from command line or configure a remote repository. So what I will do is I will just go to GitHub, I will log in here, and I will just create a tester repo, and this is just for git testing, and readme file we have already added, so we don't have anything else. So I will just create a repo. Here you will get some hint like it is saying these are the commands which you will create. So we have already done git init, then we added the readme file, then we ran git commit, our first commit. Then what I will do is I will just run git branch -n modify, and what it is doing is modifying the master to main. So here I will say git branch happen on this, and then I will just run git remote add. Now it is saying what name you want to give, so I will just give it origin, and then it is saying put this rep. And now I want to verify whether it has been added or not. So to do that, to verify it, I will just run git remote -v, and then here you can see the command which you ran, git remote add. It has added a origin named remote branch to my repo, where I can fetch or push my code, and it is basically pointing to this particular URL. Now I will do git push, and then it is saying, then I will do git push origin, means I want to push to this particular branch, and main. So once I run this command, you will see it has it is saying new branch main has been pushed, changes have been pushed to main, and it is pointed to this origin. And if I this remote, that is origin, and if I just refresh it, here you can see my code has been picked up here. So this is basically how the git works. Now I will show you some of the things which are related to configuration. So if you will see here, when I did git remote -v, it is the origin which has been added. So where is this configuration basically? So these configurations are held or are kept inside git config, this particular folder, that is .git. And if you cat here this config file, here you can see that the URL which has been added is given here, and what is the remote here? The remote which is added is origin. So this is where the configuration is lying. Now this particular configuration is local, or we can say is a local configuration for this particular repository. So if I have another repository with name git testing1, so in that git testing1 folder I will have another .git folder, and inside that another config file will be there, which will be local for that particular repo. So it means for every repo we have .git, and then we have a config file inside every .git folder for every separate repo. So if I show you git config, here you can see that it is saying config file location. So we have basically three types of configuration. So we have local, we have system, and then we have global. So local configuration is the configuration which is this particular which points to the configuration which are kept inside this particular folder. So these are the configurations which are local to this particular repo. Now if I talk about the global configuration, so if you will see git config -l and you run it again, then you can see there are several configurations which are being displayed. But out of these configuration, only these five to six configurations are visible inside git config, inside this particular folder, inside this particular file. So inside this particular file there are these particular configurations which are available, but from where does these configuration appear? So if I run the same command again with a parameter show origin, so it is going to show me from where these particular configuration have been picked. So here you can see that these particular configurations have been picked from another file which is inside this particular folder. So if I cat this file, here you can see that these particular configurations have been picked from this particular file. So these are called as, or these comes under the this configuration comes under our global configuration file. So global means these are common for all the repos for particular user CD. So now the local configuration has a precedence over the global configuration. And what do I mean by this is that if you do like this, if you do like this, if you would define the same configuration here, user, and you mention it as name as tester, then this particular configuration will be used instead of the global one. So local configuration has a precedence over global, and global has a precedence over system. So to verify this, what I will do is I will just make one more comment, and what I will do is I will just add a file A, and I will do git add, then I will just commit it, added A, and then I will just show you git log, and here you will see that when I did this one, git add git log, here you can see the author name has been changed to tester. Now if I again show you git config -l hyphen, or as we all know, you can see it from here. You can see here I have given the name tester, and inside this git and inside this I have given a username as Sandeep. So it has picked this particular name which is mentioned in my local configuration. So this proves that the local configuration has a precedence over, or is overwritten. Local precedent overrides the global configuration, and similarly the global has more priority than the system configuration. And the location for the system configuration file is this one. So right now I have not created it. So if you want to have a system wide configuration, you can create a file here, and you can give the configuration whatever you want to. So this is all about the configurations, or several types of configurations which we can have in Git. So these are the three kinds. Now how to add any configuration? So to do that, simply we can either run git config, sorry, git -e, git config -e, and it will open this particular local configuration file for you to edit. Now here you can see that when I run git config -e, my file has been opened in this particular editor, which is on with which I am not familiar with. So what I will do here is I will just tell it that from next time when I open, I want this file to be opened with an editor vi, and then I will press it, save, changes yes, and this. Now if I run again the same command, here you can see now it has opened the same configuration file for me, but this time it has used vi for the same purpose. So this is how you can edit your configuration file using git config -e. To add any configuration, you can just do git add, I think, sorry, git config add, and then I know it is inside code.editor vi key does not contain a section add git config. Config alpha, let me edit. So just forgetting its syntax. Okay, it is something like this: add core dot editor is equals to vi. No. And what is the problem? Wrong number of arguments should be 2, and to add it we have to pass add a new variable name value. Okay, so instead of this I have to pass it like this. So what I will do is I will just go to my .config, and I will just, you can see here it has added a configuration editor equals to vi for. So this is all about how you can edit your configuration and what are the various types of configuration in your Git. So it is local, system and global. And the third most important topic, that is merge conflict, which is a very important topic. So what does basically a merge conflict is? A merge conflict appears when two person change the code at the same place. It is called as merge conflict. So here I will just show you one of the merge conflict which I have created.